That is ischemia. Infarction is when the muscle is blocked, totally dying. That's infarction. In case of ischemia, it's partially blocked. The artery is partially blocked so that the flow is blocked.
So if it's already blocked and you have an injury, then it's going to cause the muscle.
Yeah.
What kind of injury?
Hmm?
What kind of injury can you have that's going to cause?
No, injury is not an injury because of a heat from outside, but just is chemical injury.
Oh, okay. But is high cholesterol considered ischemia?
It can lead to ischemia. It can be the cause of ischemia.
Because high cholesterol is a blockage, right?
High cholesterol is when the fat is laying on the wall of the arteries. That means on the wall of the arteries, the fat is being deposited,
So it's not a blockage.
and then it will lead to a blockage after that. Then, when performing electrocardiography, health professionals attach electrodes to the chest, to the wrists and ankles. Okay, and the electrodes are connected to a recording machine which shows the electrical activity in the heart and records the activity at the chest. So what are the electrodes? Who knows what are the electrodes? You know the electrodes? The one that the sticky parts that you put them on the chest or on the wrist here, they are electrodes. You got it? You got them?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many electrodes do you put on the body?
5.
Okay, some say 5,
10,
some say 2,
6,
6, some say 6,
7, 8, 9,
Some say
10,
12.
10,
10, yes?
10.
So you put 10 electrodes on the body.
It's 10.
10 electrodes. So what? 6 where? On the chest
Chest.
and 4 on the extremities. Okay? Yes. Total 10. So our ratio will be 10 to 12. It means 10 electrodes to 12 what? Recordings. So you'll get how many recordings? 12 of them.
What's your extremities?
Extremity are
Oh, okay.
arm and leg.
Is that where we do channel 12? 12.
No.
Oh.
You will get 12 of them. You know when you see those 12 stops?
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, ABR, V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6. You will get 12 recordings. You put 12, 10, and you will get 12 recordings. That is called 10 to 12 ratio.
Can you say that one more time? 10 to 12. I'm sorry. I missed it.
Who can repeat?
Please, somebody.
Jamie, did you understand that?
So we put in 10 electrodes.
Yes.
And then there's 12.
Yes. Is there anyone who has the tracing?
How do what?
Who has the EKG tracing so that she can see the 12 tracings?
So for,
Yeah.
You're saying
Just bring that one, yes. Yes. Can you see the 12 of them? These are the 12.
So it prints out
You'll get
12,
12.
even though
recordings.
you only put 10 on.
Oh, so what's the extra 2?
That's what I don't get.
Yeah, that's the question.
Where's
Come
the
on.
extra 2?
That's a good question. But you can't answer this?
I can't answer it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was asking you, if
Yeah,
that
I
was
know.
the channel 12,
Yeah.
and you said no, but you didn't.
Okay.
I was thinking.
So because of this, I will give you another ratio. 10 to 9 to, this is my own ratio, okay?
Your own ratio?
Yeah, this is my own ratio. Okay, NHA gives 10 to 12 ratio. Okay, but I give this ratio, 10, 9, 12 ratio. Why? Now you put how many electrodes do you put?
You put 10.
Now, what about the right leg? What is special to the right leg? If you answer this, we'll clap for you.
What's special about the right leg?
Yes, the right leg electrode. What's special to that?
Is going to
To have a pulse?
No, okay. Try. Yeah, the right, let's say you put the right leg, the green one, you remember?
Yeah.
It's green, yes? You put the electrode, you put the wire. What happens to that electrode? Or wire? What happens? You see, the right leg is for ground. It doesn't go to the recording.
Oh,
Okay.
it's not gonna go?
It doesn't go. It's for grounding reason. To avoid some artifacts, some AC interference and so on, it goes to the ground. So that is called a ground lead. So right leg is what? A ground lead.
It's for, to avoid artifacts?
Yes, to avoid artifacts or interference, electrical interference.
I'm sorry, can you explain that to me again? You said the right leg goes to the ground?
Yeah, it's a grounding lead. It's a ground lead. Ground lead means it doesn't go to the recording, but it's there to avoid some electrical interference. Let's say if you don't put that one, you will get your stuff messed up. If you don't put the right leg.
right leg is just to
It's just a-
stabilize,
It's like that,
get
okay?
like a normal reading.
Yes, not, it will not be on the recording, okay?
Okay.
So that makes it how many now? How many goes to the recording?
9.
So 10, you put 10 electrodes, 9 will go to the machine, you will get 12.
I still don't get
So
how you
it's
get
3
12.
readings that's
Yeah.
not needed?
So that is good, that's a good question. Now, you see, the 12 electrodes, the one that you see, those you see, they come from 2 different areas. One from chest, one from arm and leg. Yes? How many arm and leg do we have?
4 in total.
2 legs,
okay.
2 arms.
We have 3, yes, because right leg is gone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
How many chests do we have?
1.
6
I know I have 1 chest, but how many? 6. Well, she has a good, because she sees things like 1. Okay, that's good. So I have 6 electrons. So now each of them will have 1 recording, yes?
Yeah.
So how many recording do I get from the chest?
6.
6. Okay?
Six.
So now I get 6 from what? From
6.
now how many are my left? How many electrons are my
6.
6?
6, yeah.
I am left 6, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Got it? So all those 6 will come from where now?
The chest.
No, the chest
No.
already is
For
got
arms
6.
and legs. Arms and legs.
From arm and leg. How many arm and legs do we have?
3.
3.
3. Okay? Now this is what happens. Now I am left with what? Right arm, left leg.
It's
Leg,
3.
leg.
It's 3.
I have 3, yes? Now, this is what happens. Because electrical impulse is moving from negative to positive, okay? The one of them is coming from right arm to left arm, and that will be the first one lead. And another one coming from right arm to left leg, that will be the second lead. The third one coming from left arm to the left leg will be the third lead. So I get how many?
3.
3.
I thought you said you still have to read the right leg though.
No. I told you the right leg will not be included in the.
Yeah, it's a ground leg. Yeah. So we
Okay.
don't count to the right leg.
We don't count the right leg. It's out.
We count.
That's why we put 9 here. Can you see?
So that's why they put the 9.
Yes.
So are we gonna put the electrodes on there?
You put,
The-
but it
yeah,
won't
the
go
E
to the
to-
recording.
It's gonna go to the recording.
It doesn't go.
It's not going.
Yes.
De tu
Okay.
mano derecha, tu pierna derecha.
So the
y el
machine
otro
is
de
already
tu
knowing
pierna-
not to
tu mano
record that?
derecha.
Yes, it knows.
A tu otro pierna derecha.
Because it's always the green one?
Yeah, yeah, it knows
Así,
already.
así y así, ahí hay tres. Tienes 1, 2, 3. So ahí están los 12.
Got it? Now how many are we left now?
9.
3.
3, because we got the 3.
You
This
got
is-
the 3.
this is 1, 2,
2,
3.
3. Yeah.
Okay, now another 3 will be produced just inside of the EKG. It will trying to augment. Okay, do you know augment? It tries to mix the voltage of the arm and the chest. It will mix, okay? And what's happening is that an electrical impulse from the center of the heart, which is called Wilson Central Terminal, which is called WCT. Let's say this is the center of the heart. Now an impulse is going to the right arm. 1 from the center of the heart. 1 and another goes where?
2 left.
To the left arm, 3, and to the left,
Left leg.
3. So I get how much?
3.
3 more. So totally how many do I have?
12.
12.
12. Yep.
So where you putting them, the electrodes? Does it have anything to do with where you put them?
Huh?
Does it matter where you put them?
You have to know where
Yeah,
to put them.
yeah,
or else it will
yeah.
hit the
You
right
put
place.
you put the proper. Yeah, because they have labels over there. Let's say right. If you want on right arm, there is a right arm label.
Oh,
You put
okay.
it here. Right leg, you put it here. Left leg, you put it. Left arm, the chest.
On the 6 of the sheet.
But how do we get those? That's how we get. So finally we get how much? 12 of them.
12. Yes.
So from the 10 recordings, 1 goes to the, for grounding, we are left with 9, the 9 goes to the machine will do and will give us how many? 12. That's how it's giving us, that's how it is.
Okay.
6 chests, they directly give 1 each, 6. Okay, and then 3 of them, so lead 1, lead 2, lead 3, it gives us 3. Then the 3 of them augmented to the right arm, to the left arm, and to the
And
left
then
leg.
left leg.
So we got 12 recordings.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So, you can electrocardiography, can it be done at a medical setting? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Can you do it at home? Can you do EKG at home?
No.
How many say yes? How many say no? No. Can you perform EKG at home?
Yes.
Yes.
Some say yes, some say no.
If you unless you have a machine.
The machine, yeah.
Okay.
And not everybody carries that machine.
So how do you call that machine?
EKG machine.
It's called what? What's the? It's called Holter monitor. Holter monitor, eh? Holter monitor is. After monitoring, the patient will apply it for 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
So you do it at home usually. So patient in this case, they can't do any exercise, any activities. They put journal of one of their activities, but they don't what? They don't take bath or they don't swim.
So the whole term monitoring thing is just for home.
For
Or
what?
Is it, or is it in general? That's how the machine is called.
Yeah, the name
Oh,
of the
okay.
machine, Holter monitor.
So you can't do it at home.
Okay, they will fix it for you here. You go home and then you return it back depending on what you
Is that the little one?
So
Yes.
the doctor say
That they
you need a
use at the
machine.
hospital?
yes.
Yes. Oh.
So
Little
that
small box. you put
small
in your
yes
pocket?
here, and then you don't remove it, you don't do anything. They will give you the warnings, and then okay,
I
then
didn't know that you could do it at home.
Yeah.
This machine is different from that machine?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because
That-
you
that-
can't carry that.
That is a small machine, and
Very
after
small, like,
After 28 to 48 hours, you return it back to the
The
office.
names are different.
No, but they're different. They're different
The
machines.
names are different.
Huh?
The machines that they take at home from this one, they're different.
Yeah, different. That one
The
is small
machine is
machine.
different,
That
but
one.
the name is still the same.
But did you get the same results
For the home is.
as the same as the other machine?
Yeah, you'll
The
get
one
you'll
that
get that, but you don't get like all of the 12 leads.
Yeah, because
Oh, you see,
only-
that's
Some-
what I'm saying.
some
The
leads
ones
may
that you
not
take
be-
at home is not exactly like this.
Yeah,
one.
some leads will not be because it's small. It takes only some few leads.
And you only have a few electrodes, right?
Yes, few like 5 electrodes on the chest.
5.
So
Right.
it is not the same as the one right here, or the
Yeah.
ones at the hospital.
Yeah, but the recording is
Yeah,
like the
it's the
same.
one
You
at
get
the
you get the
hospital.
same recordings, but
The hospital
that
uses
but
two.
the home one takes only few recordings, only few.
But he's saying the one takes only a few.
And
No,
this,
no,
this
not the 12 of them.
yeah, it doesn't take the 12, but it takes only few of them.
The most important one.
Yeah.
Yes, but they use that a lot at the hospital
And what about the
because they can put it in their
pacemaker?
pocket.
They putting it the inside the heart and the monitoring of
Yeah, pacemaker is usually you do surgery
yeah,
on the
and
chest.
then,
You
yeah,
put it beneath that the battery, and you put the wires inside the
yeah,
heart.
heart.
Yeah, but nowadays there is another technology without doing that surgery
Uh-huh.
that you can have the pacemaker. There is another it's a newer technology.
Okay.
That is artificial pacemaker when you put.
Oh.
So electrocardiography is painless and is faster. Okay, so the recurrent electrical impulses allow physicians to analyze any heart problems or how is the SNO or the natural pacemaker, how is that? So it helps us to analyze. Okay. So if the heart like contracts properly, that means if the chambers of the heart, like the atria and ventricles, if they contract properly, it means that the rhythm is what? Normal. That means the heart is what? Doing normal and is just beating what? Fine. But if they are not contracting properly, that means there is what? There is a problem. So you try to identify what is the problem or where is the problem lies. Okay? Let's say, for example, if the atria, the upper chambers, yes, and the ventricle, they beat differently. Okay, they don't beat like synchronously. What do you think? What's happening there? Maybe there is what?
The block.
Yes, a block. I think you're a friend of a block, huh? Because she got the concept of the block, yes?
That's all I know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's say, for example, because a block has three degrees: first degree, second degree, third degree. Okay, especially in third degree, what happens? The atria and the ventricle, they beat like separately. The atria beats and the ventricles beat. They beat like separate. And so there is total, like, it's called AV dissociation. So just for you, let me write it here, AV block. AV block, we have first degree, we have second degree, and we have third degree. We have these three. So in this, the third degree especially, there is totally what we call AV dissociation. It means dissociation. It means they totally like separate. Okay, that means you can say they enjoy life separately. The atria enjoys life separately. The ventricles, they enjoy life separately. That means they don't meet. So that's why it's called AV dissociation. They totally separate.
Which ones are separate? Sorry.
Huh? The atria and ventricles.
Patriot and
You can see here AV means one is atria, this is ventricle. AV dissociation. AV
Oh, okay.
dissociation. Okay.
So what's the second degree?
Oh, I can go over this really, lots of them. Okay. First degree means it's just like a delay. Let's say, for example, you told me that you'll be here after 5 minutes, and if you come after 15 minutes, that's okay. Huh? It's just no problem. Okay. It's just like a delay. It means it doesn't have really that much
Doesn't affect that.
effect. Yes. So we can't have any of you. Let's say if you check one of us or two may have every block one. So it doesn't mean that you have a serious problem. Yeah. But when we go to the second degree and third degree, that's where the problem. Second degree, we have two kinds. We have type 1 and type 2. Huh? Type 1 and type 2. Okay. The type 1 is called MOBIDS. MOBIDS 1. And the type 2 is called MOBIDS 2. I don't think you will have it in the exam, but it's better to know it, because this is usually mostly you will get it in the clinics. Okay, type 1, the other name is web MOBIDS, or it's also called Winkeback. Or Winkeback. I'm not sure it's K or H.
And this is more of a delay.
Huh?
This is a huge delay.
Yes, the delay is now in this case is more. In all of these cases now, that there is a delay, more delay. But not only more delay, you see, when we deal on every block, on EKG, there is what we deal usually on what we call PR interval. Can you see this PR interval? PR interval means the distance between from here to here. This is what we check. When we say delay, this is what we are checking.
Oh, okay.
So the normal PR interval is about normal PR interval. I have to write it here. Normal PR interval is 3 to 5 boxes. That means the little boxes, okay? Okay, the little boxes are 3 to 5. That if you go to your EKG, can you take out, Jamie, your strips? Yeah, if you see those, there are little squares inside, yes?
Yeah.
There are small squares.
Yeah.
Yes, so
So you see that box, and you see the little boxes inside.
Yeah.
That's what he's talking.
do you want to see those?
Mm-hmm.
The tiny spot,
The tiny ones.
yeah.
I don't know.
Huh? You got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the normal boxes are how much?
3 to 5.
Or when we change it in time, because each little box is how many seconds? Who did
0.0.
0.04. So what we do, we multiply that, and it will be 0.12 to 0.20 seconds, because each little box is how many? 0.04. Each little box is equal to 0.04 what second. So because each little box is 0.04 second, then when we multiply,
These are EKGs that you have to do. You have to link them.
okay, so in this second degree type 1, in type 1, what's happening is that the PR interval is prolonging progressively. It means first it will be, let's say, 0.22, then the next bit 0.24, then 0.26, and it increases. And at one point, because it's longing, and what will happen? It will break. And when it breaks, the QRS interval that comes here, the QRS interval, this one, okay, it drops. That means it doesn't come. It means at one point, the ventricles, they don't get the impulse for contraction.
Does that mean it goes down?
No, it is absent. This is absent.
Oh.
At one point, this will absent because it's prolonging. On the next bit, is more than this one. On the other bit, it's longer than this one. On the other bit, it's longer. On one of the bits, because it's when it extends, this QR what happens? It breaks and it drops.
That's why you make us see if they're all the same.
Yes.
So this one is
Yeah, the rhythm.
Analyze
Yeah, the
it.
rhythm is important in that case. In that case, the rhythm will be irregular because the gap will be longer.
Okay.
Okay. So here there is what? Progressive increase in PR interval. And QRS drops. Just because you asked me, okay? Otherwise, for your exam, they don't bring this one, okay?
Thank God.
Huh? Huh?
I said, thank God it's not on me.
Yeah, so it's okay. They don't ask you on the exam, but because you asked me, so that and it's good. It's good if you know because
Yep.
you will
The
get
more
this
we know,
one
the better.
in more clinical conditions. But in type 2, it's not a progressive increase, it's constant. There is a constant PR. It's constant PR interval. But still, QRS drops. QRS drops. That means if it starts with 0.24, then it's always 0.24, 0.24, or 0.26, 0.20, but QRS drops at one point, even if it's constant.
okay. I want to know for the type 2.
Yeah.
It means the period interval is not normal.
Yeah, in both cases it's not normal. In both type 1 and type 2 it's not normal. Yeah, let me show you here some EKG tracings. I think this is a good example. Can you see? I don't know what happened here. Okay, something is wrong. But can you see here? Look, is this Mobitz 1, yes? Or wing kebab? This Mobitz 2. Look, here the PR interval is what? Look, getting longer. Can you see the gap between this and this one? It's longer, yes? Yeah. Again, becoming what? More longer, yes?
Yeah.
Then here, when it becomes longer, the QRS that should come here, what happens? Is absent, it drops. So you will get another P wave and QRS. So here the rhythm is irregular. Can you see? Here in these two cases it's regular, but it's irregular.
So I'm looking at this one.
Yeah.
This one doesn't. So this one, the what is it? I think it's the P.
The
Yeah,
PR,
Where it goes up. The peak.
Oh.
Yeah, the peak. So it goes all the way down and then it comes back up, and then the other ones aren't the same. I can tell they're not the same. I don't know if I'm explaining.
okay. And what
So-
is your?
So I'm
What's
trying-
your?
so-
Now let me see. What's your final thing?
Because I haven't been able to do this one. So
Yeah.
you see how here it goes like on the
Yeah.
same.
Do you know why? One is not a good EKG.
Okay.
Do you know why? Because there are artifacts.
Okay.
No, so this is an artifact. I think when you do this one at that time, the EKG machine was not good. It was not really good. After that,
Oh.
I called and now this is good. So I think that's why you have a problem.
Okay.
So you can see
Yeah.
the artifacts on there?
Yeah, these are the artifacts. Can you see here how the small spiky stuff? There was
Oh.
like
So you can't be able
an
to read
issue,
it.
Yeah, SE problem here. Yeah, so that's why you can't read
So
that one.
that's not a good one.
So that's
Yeah,
not a
it's
good
not a
one.
good EKG.
Okay.
But just because, okay, but we count it because. it's
So
not-
even if I can't read it, you're still gonna count it.
yeah, because at that time it was okay,
Oh,
the
okay.
problem was what. Then now it's corrected and it has a
Oh, okay.
Okay. Got it, the AV block. I think now if you are asked on AV block,
No, no, no.
So for the,
So what he's trying
for
to
the
say is
first-
when it's like this,
Huh?
For the first degree,
it means something like
block,
intervene.
First
we have
degree
the
is
P
like
now,
So you know,
interval,
so
It's not real.
not normal,
no, it is a real heartbeat.
but there's
The
no
only thing
lot
that
of
it's not
clearance.
heartbeat.
Yeah, it's not a lot of
For
light.
instance, like
Okay, it's like very close to the maximum is 0.20. If you are 0.22, it's not a problem.
what is it measured? Am I 8?
But if it is increasing from 0.20 to 0.24, 0.26, and QR drop, that is type 1,
We have to see if it's
because there is a progressive increase.
so if it's the
That's
same,
why the type 2
if it's not
is
the
called, type 2 is called a classical heart block.
same, yeah, that's why we see
It's called a classical heart
That
block.
one is
and then
dangerous.
this one,
Huh?
yeah,
That
this
one
is
is
something
dangerous.
in the
Yeah.
you can't
It's
read.
called classical, that means it's
So
typical.
that with this,
heart
you know
block.
something is wrong.
And then third degree is the most dangerous one because there is dissociation between, so that usually in third degree patient they might faint usually.
yeah. Some of
They
I'm sorry,
faint.
can you repeat
die
that?
or some.
In third degree block, usually patients they might faint, they lose like faint.
Oh.
Okay. Next, well,
Are we on still page 35?
yeah,
Okay.
one page on a day.
Dr. P. Constant PR interval plus QRS drops.
Yeah.
That with the
That is
two?
type 2.
Okay.
Second degree, type 2.
Okay.
And where is my third degree? Here. Now let me bring this one so that is really, you can, the third degree should be here like this. So this type 1, type 2, and third degree. We have, this is second degree, okay? This everything, this one, these three are second degree. So just for, to make it easy for you to this is second degree, okay? So we have first degree, then we have second degree. So second degree will be type 1 and type 2, yes? And then third degree. So, okay, that will be our classification. Yeah? Okay. So let's say, for example, if the contraction of the ventricles is not really good and it's irregular, then there can be what? Fibrillation. Okay? So there are some terms that we can consider. Okay, if you take the arrhythmias, there are many terms that we consider. One is there is flutter. I think next time maybe we'll discuss on that. Fibrillation. Okay, tachycardia, bradycardia. Okay, all these are different terms that we can use for arrhythmias. Okay, what do you mean by fibrillation, for example?
Like vibrance?
Yes, it's like vibration. Okay, like something vibrates, fibrillating. So it means the ventricles, they don't like properly like send blood like this, but just they flicker out and they don't send enough blood. So it means the brain doesn't get enough what? Oxygen, enough blood. So usually the patients here, they faint or they lose consciousness. So that's why it usually happens in myocardial infarction. If a patient has myocardial infarction, as a complication, they can get what we call ventricular fibrillation. Okay? Hello?
Hello, Dr. T.
Hello, yes?
Yeah. Hello, Dr. T. How are you?
Hi, good.
That's great. I'm calling about if you know anything about my eligibility to apply for the test.
Okay. Okay, I will call you. Let me check and I will call you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Huh? Oh, okay. Where are you going?
She doesn't have a ride.
Oh, really?
She doesn't have a ride.
You give her a ride?
Huh?
You give her a ride or?
She's gonna get a ride. I'm
Huh?
gonna give her a ride.
Okay.
And then we'll make some other kind of game.
Okay. Tired, all of you?
Yeah, we also.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think you wore us out today.
Yeah.